Now, we could try and get those Black Eagle halberds. They would be better than these Sea Wind spears. Going to prestige the Shield Maidens. And yeah, we're gonna grab the Black Eagles. Nice. Iron Legion, Sanguine Court, Dracosaur Brood. So I don't know what this is. But we're just going to do this battle. Unless I see they have cavalry, which I do right here. I don't really have a reason to bring out the anti-large. I think the archers, since the archers are anti-large, they do okay against the cavalry. It's only if I see like a really dangerous large unit, and I don't think that's the Heartbound Knights. Yeah, I don't think there's anything really scary here. I mean, again, the Black Eagle halberdiers are pretty dangerous, but I'm just going to focus them down the same way I did in the last battle. 5 big booms for the Kaiser Cannon. Kaiser Cannon. Lightning has been detected in my area. Nice. Guess we know what'll happen if the stream suddenly cuts out. Target down the halberdiers. Yeah, there we go. A little bit concerned about the ranged gunners. But all of my archers outranged them. So while I'm a little bit concerned about them, I'm also just going to be able to shoot them into the ground. Well, in theory, anyhow.
A good day to die.
In practice, things may not be that easy. Although, I don't know, that worked out fairly well. And now we can just anti-large their cavalry down with our archers. Nice. Yeah, don't go after those guys. Go after the great swords. And you can stop firing. Pretty straightforward win. You got our severe weather that we had this weekend. That's usually the way it works, yeah. Storm fronts go from west to east, and I'm pretty far east, so either way, as long as there's not like heavy wind or anything, I'll be fine. Alright, give me something good. None of this is really what I'm looking for. I could get rid of the Bone Shard archers for the Scom Guard. I don't know what benefit that would give me. I mean, technically the Scom Guard archers are better. I could also try to switch out one of these Thrall levies for the Huskarl. Because the Huskarl is definitely better than the Thrall levies, but not right now. Because these guys are prestige, they're really good. I think getting rid of the Bone Shard archers is the right choice here. I could be wrong about that. Alright, let's take the money. Sanguine City or the Iron Legion City? I don't think it matters. I'm trying to think of what we might encounter in each of the cities. Iron Legion is going to have lots of heavily armored units, which the Draugr bolt throwers will do better against. The Sanguine City will probably have some kind of large undead monster thing, which our archers will be able to excel against. Let's go after the Iron Legion City. Honestly, that's not... What? That's not scary at all. Okay, now keep in mind, I have this aura farming item, which means that towns do have smaller garrisons. I don't know. We're gonna fight them. We need those prestige points, yeah? Alright, where's the artillery? I don't know why I was yawning there. Alright, the artillery is right there. The artillery unit does make this a little bit tricky. Because I'm not going to have an easy way to get into the artillery. Also, the walls are made of stone. Nice. So what's the solution here? Do I try to break through this gate and storm it to try to take out the Kaiser Cannon quickly? Or do I go through this gate over here, far away from the artillery, and take it out piecemeal? I think we go through this gate over here. I think that's the right choice.
As you wish.
Once again.
Can do at the ready.
It shall be done.
Right.
Ready for action. Do this.
Yeah, I think we go with this again. Flanking always does your artillery outrange it. It does, yeah. And I think that will definitely be something that we focus on. Yeah, no, it does by 10 points. Also, hello everybody in chat. Stone Owl and Mouse Destruction, how's it going today? Anyway, I think the game plan is we're going to crack this guy open over here, and then hopefully they'll just kind of trickle out and die.
None shall survive.
Just checking out the game. I think it's pretty cool. It's very simple, but for what it is, it does quite well. I think it kind of makes me want to play Total War a little bit more. But, you know, for being a cheap indie game made by one person, it's really good. It is. Let's try to get our artillery over here and shoot at them.
Affirmative.
Yeah.
Let's give him hell.
Yeah, just send all the boys in. It'll be okay. You just did an all-range run. It's a bit silly. The way Total War abuses DLC monetization makes you not want to support that as a whole. I understand that. Yeah, so I did have a run, I think the first stream that I did of the game, where I was playing as the elf equivalent faction with their archers, and the archers just completely slaughtered everything as it got into range.
Never surrender. Let's do this.
It was really good. It was really good.
We cannot hold.
No, I understand the thoughts on Total War. I also largely agree with the DLC being a bit silly, but no, I enjoy the Total War games. They're pretty fun, but I fully understand why people would not want to support that.
We are in peril. We are in peril.
I think there are things that this game does better than Total War, such as the archers. The archers feel really good to play. The ability for the archers to pivot rather than just shooting what's in front of them is a really nice change from Total War. But I don't really like the way this game does morale. Morale in this game is it's basically functionally a separate health bar. Once it goes down to 0, your guys run away and they don't come back. But it does recover if you keep them out of combat, so there is that. It makes it all the sadder with Total War 40k coming. Yeah, it does. I will probably still get the game and play it, but I understand why others may not be so willing to do so. Alright, so we took out the town garrison. That means our units get prestiged, our artillery gets even better. We also get our thrall levies here. They're also going to be very good. And let's loot some gear, shall we? People happy? Thumbs up? Yeah. If the morale breaks before the unit dies and the unit doesn't die, makes leadership bad sometimes. Yeah. Prevents rain from falling on the battlefield. I do like that. I dislike range. Or, I dislike rain. Not range. I really like range. I mean, we're not really buying packs. What in the black magic? Were you talking about the sound effects? Yeah. Range is good for me, though. Only one large unit. That's a fair point. I don't know. I have trauma from rain because I have lost battles because of the rain. Ooh, Imperial Templar, huh? What do I want to get rid of for that, though? I mean, I could get rid of my last Thrall Levy. Try to rank up these Templar. Immune to terror? Yeah. Let's do it. This may be a bad idea, but Templar are cool. Deposit gold. I have 182 gold. It may be worth it because we're coming up on a big battle. Templar are so chonky. They're going to be really chonky once they get some prestige under their belt. Let's go ahead and deposit that much. I want to buy an elite pack if we get the chance to, so I want to save that money. Ah, speaking of rain, what's the deposit system for? It's for the roguelite element. So when, I don't know if I can go back and check it. I probably can, but I'm not going to. So when you go back to the main menu after you win or lose, there's upgrades that you can purchase with the gold. And it can be extra starting slots, extra things, all that fun stuff. Stone Owl, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. All right, let's see if we can get this last battle down. That is a lot of cav, but okay, yeah, we're going to sell the bracelet. We're going to sell the bracelet. I think it's just we're going to bring in some of these spearmen from off screen. But yeah, there's I don't know what all of the upgrades are. We'll get into that when we complete this run, but they're pretty good. They're pretty good. I really want to bring this other spearman unit in, but I'm not sure what I want to switch out. My archers are already anti-large, so I don't have to worry about that too much. They do have a Kaiser cannon, but even though they have a Kaiser cannon, my knights would be quite slow anyway, so I think we're gonna go with this. Yeah, it's no problem, Stone Owl. I enjoy explaining the game and imparting my knowledge upon others as part of one of the reasons why I enjoy streaming. For better or worse. Sometimes my knowledge isn't that good. Alright, so we roll initiative, which means we get to deploy second, which means we get to see how they deploy their units. With the exception of their Outrider units, which can be deployed outside of the deployment zone. They're probably going to deploy back here. That's okay. You can get your Outrider archer to kill the cannon, then retreat button out of there. I don't. Oh, I'll be completely honest. I didn't even know these guys had Outrider. Yeah, also, why isn't it raining? Isn't it supposed to be raining? Wait, I got rid of my thing. Oh, no. Does it not take effect until after after the encounter, the turn? Oh, that's kind of lame. Alright. Well, I don't know if my Outrider archers can actually kill this before they get swarmed by Cav. I can try it. Or I can just outrange it with my artillery. Boy, this music is extremely dramatic. Alright, I think I'm just going to artillery their artillery, and then we'll go from there. The big thing I'm worried about right now is the Rangers and the Riders, because they're going to come from behind. Gotta have boss fight music? Yeah, something like that. So, I don't know which side which is going to be on, but we'll deal with that as we can. Oh, of course they would do it that way. Alright. You fire at the Kaiser cannon. Yeah, the ability for the archers to pivot in combat is really good. Okay, you guys focus on non-shielded targets. I may need to send more units down to help the shield maidens. I'll send the Huskarls too. You guys focus on the cav. Alright. I'm thinking it might be worth it to shell my own units here. Alright, especially this one. These Templar. Get them out of there, man. Get those Templar out. My Black Eagle halberds are extremely confused right now. Alright. Target the knights with the archers. Yeah, all of my archers have anti-large, which makes them really good against cav. It's a really powerful ability. That item. There's an item that does it. I got it at the beginning. Or near the beginning. Not at the beginning. Alright, it was a little bit tricky, but I think we got this. The shield maidens may have died. I don't need you to fire anymore. Does baiting them into stuff like river play much into the tactics? So rivers functionally serve as choke points. But there are things like forests and swamps that provide debuffs and buffs to the units. You cry when peasants archers kill a dragon. So there are occasionally terrain features that you can utilize in combat. Some of them are better, and others are not good. For example, forests. Forest is a very simple example. You have forests that provide I think it's a 35% range resistance to units shooting into the forest. So if you have a unit in the forest, it gets resistance to ranged attacks. Units that are in forests also do not get their charge bonus. With that said, if your archers are in the forest, they are not impeded at all. And I mention that because of Total War, where if you have archers in the forest, they really struggle because projectiles are only immune to terrain for like 2 inches, if that. Alright, let's get these rewards, shall we? A major health potion. That's really good. And I can recruit something good. Ooh. So we have Berserkers. Deal 2 times damage when below health, or below half health. Throws an axe a short distance. Varangian Guard. 35% chance to block missile attacks from the front. Armor piercing. Armored. I like the idea. I like the idea of both of these units. The Sons of Fenrir, anti-infantry, is very good. Any of the anti-perks. Anti-infantry, anti-large. It's a damage multiplier. So you can see the reason why my archers are really good against large units is because I have this Torquay, which gives ranged units anti-large, and anti-large inflicts double damage to large targets. It's not just like a numerical bonus like it is in Total War. It's a multiplier. It's a damage multiplier. So I think actually, like, these Sons of Fenrir here, they might actually even be better. They're definitely better than my Heartbound Knights. They're not quite as fast. Oh, actually. Speed 55, speed 60. They're not that much slower. Yeah, they're pretty fast. The Varangian Guard are quite strong as well, especially against high-tier units with that 50% armor piercing. So if you encountered, like, say, Imperial Templars with their 120 armor, the Varangian Guard would do a lot more damage to them. But I think the Sons of Fenrir are going to be good. They're going to be better overall. I think Berserkers, something that I very much dislike in games, and I try to avoid. I know there are people that love it, and that's fine, but it's not for me. I dislike the idea of taking damage to gain a benefit. So while I'm sure these berserkers are quite good, I don't like the idea of having to damage my units to get that output out. The opposite one rage is better when you get 2 times damage, about 50%. Yeah. We encountered that earlier, and it absolutely butchered my orcs in my previous run. But yeah, I think we're going to go with the Sons of Fenrir. I think we're going to get rid of our Cav unit, and we're going to go with the Sons of Fenrir. And I'm just going to take the money here. Okay. Yeah, there's all sorts of, like, different tactics you could use in games like this where you just, like, roll at low health to do a lot of damage, but that's just not... I play too cautiously to do that. And then we're going to put the Sons of Fenrir into the thing there. I think we have to take the healing here. Well, I don't know. We have this major healing potion. Unless there's specific items to help play into the mechanic, like they heal that scales with more damage or something. Well, and a lot of times there are, but yeah. So... I think we use the major potion. We heal the Shield Maiden. We put these 2 units in reserve so that they heal. Because the first couple battles are probably going to be easy. And then I think we scavenge for gear. The prestige is tempting, but we're already fairly well prestiged. It feels tricky. Prestige is worth a lot, yeah. You love emblazing units, just got to touch the enemy in 0 armor, yeah. Oh, but what if I need this potion for later? What if I hit prestige, and then I prestige the Shield Maiden and they heal anyway? What if I scavenge a good piece of gear? There's so many choices! I don't know what to do! Yeah, I think we heal the Shield Maiden and we scavenge gear. All units gain plus 10 leadership. Heals the fool when entering towns peacefully. We're not entering towns peacefully, so we're not going to do that. I think we take the Miter here. I swear, if this prestiges the Shield Maidens, I'm going to be mad. What did it prestige? I didn't see it prestige anything. Fenrir's? Okay, that's really good. Okay, that is really good. Alright, so rain. I mean, we could use the rain. Fog? We definitely do not want the fog. Forest. Forest would mostly benefit us. I think we're going to go forest here. Oh, that's a huge army. That's a really big army. And they're elves. Ugh. Alright. I think the scariest thing here is the Veilpiercers, though. And their artillery is kinda good. Alright. I think if we get the Fenrir's into their archers, I think we'll be okay. They're Veilpiercers. Yeah, so you can see here both fields have a forest. Oh, I guess it's only 25% missile resistance. But still, so any unit that is in... Why are you all the way over there? This forest will get the missile resistance. So it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice.
Ready for service.
It will be done.
Ready for war. As you wish.
Although, I have to be a little careful. I don't know where their artillery is going to be placed. My artillery outranges theirs. But I'm mostly concerned about the dealing with the Veilpiercers, which is why I'm taking cover in the forest. And then they have their cav, obviously. Alright, let's go. Veilpiercers are over there. Okay. I mean, we should be able to head right into them. This will trigger their attack, so I'm not too worried about heading forward. I just want to take care of these guys quickly. There is no hiding in the game, which is kind of a shame. It's kind of a shame that there's no hiding, but I understand. Maybe someday in the future there will be.
At your service.
Alright, just gotta be a little bit careful because I don't want my Fenrir's to get bogged down.
They will pay in blood. Ready for war.
Where's their cav?
Let's do survive.
Didn't they have cav? I thought they did. So these guys are armor piercing. Is this currently in development? You didn't look into it at all. It just says the demo on Steam and look for a stream to see it. It was released. Like, it has had a full release. But they are still updating it. They have teased multiple factions that are upcoming. So it's still, like, being actively worked on. Yeah. So it's released, but it's still in development.
Your service.
Victory will be ours.
Yeah, these Fenrir's are going to destroy these elves here.
Let's do this.
As long as they listen to the players. Full game should be on Steam, though. Yeah. When we're done with this playthrough, I'll take a look at the dev roadmap. They have the roadmap posted.
You want something?
No, I need you to take out their artillery. Actually, yeah, no. These guys come over and deal with the army. Yeah, Fenrir's are really good. I like them. I think they were a good choice.
You want something?
I kind of wish their artillery wasn't in that battle for as long as it was. Yeah, I think there's another faction coming up that sounds like it's going to be Greek themed. I think they're also looking into like player spells. So who knows? I'm curious about the direction that the game's going to take, but I don't really see this as a game that I'm going to be putting like 200 hours into or 100 hours. It feels like a game I'm going to be playing for like 20, maybe 30 hours and then shelving until it gets a lot of updates. If that. But it's fun. I'm enjoying myself so far, so that's, you know, pretty decent praise. Well, I don't know if it's decent praise. My opinion doesn't necessarily mean anything. But still. Alright, so here's the debate that I have. It's worth the price, you would say, but yeah, it's not a main game. Yeah, no, I agree with that. So here's the debate. Do I switch out one of my Thrall levies for a Huskarl? Or a Shield Maiden? I think I do. But it's tricky, yeah? Because technically these stats are better. But only marginally. And if we can get a Prestige onto the Huskarl, then the Huskarl will immediately become just as good, if not better. That is kind of the tricky part about the Prestige system. Prestige is really good. But prestiging higher tier units is amazing. I think we're going to. But yeah, if you compare these stats, the Thrall Levies 4850 versus the 3236 from the Huskarls. The Thrall Levies are definitely better. But it's only going to take... Well, no, we'd have to get them to Prestige 3. Because Prestige is plus 20. Okay. Prestige is plus 20. Or Prestige 3 is plus 20. I guess I should say. Prestige 2 is plus 10. Yeah. So, we're looking at, what? 52 versus 48? And 56 versus 50. And that's assuming we got these units prestiged. You could get rid of the Seawind Spears. That's actually a very valid point. Because we have the Black Eagle Halberds, we have all of our archers to deal with large units. We don't really need the Seawind Spears. Yeah, no, I agree with that. And of course, the next question is, do we go Shield Maidens or Huskarls? I just probably don't value Terrifying as much as I should, unless we're fighting orcs. So I'm going to go with the Huskarls. I think that's good. Don't want to conscript anything. I could get the Veilpiercers. It's highly unlikely that I would get the Veilpiercers. But it's only plus 5 gold at this point to ransom the captives. I think it's worth taking the... Oh, man, they're so good, though. Do we get rid of them for the... in favor of the Veilpiercers? Veilpiercers are so good. Look at that. Look at their stats. Like 85, 93. These skirmishers are tier 3, and their stats are worse. Oh man, I think we go with the Veilpiercers. Oh, they're so good. The Veilpiercers are so good. I had like a whole squad of Veilpiercers in the one game that I did as elves, and they just obliterated everything. Now, that's problematic. Okay, so Fog reduces range and accuracy by 50%. That's problematic enough that I think I want to do a mostly melee army here. Yeah. I think that will also affect my artillery. Yeah. Which is fine, because my Veilpiercers need to heal anyway. Alright. So I've talked many times about how I think that Fire at Will is almost always worth it. It must fog up their scopes? Yeah, something like that. But when accuracy is already really bad, I do not think that Fire at Will is worth it. So, Fire at Will. You double your rate of fire at the cost of 20 accuracy. If there was friendly fire, I would say that it would not be worth it to use Fire at Will mode. But there is no friendly fire for archers. There's only friendly fire for artillery. So the only time Fire at Will mode is not worth it, in my opinion, is if there's something affecting your accuracy, which Fog does. So we're going to go ahead and set the Sons of Fenrir off to the side here so that they can do some flanking. I don't think they really have... They have Treants. Are they scary? I mean, okay. When I say are they scary, I don't mean that they have the terrifying attribute. I just mean, are they scary as in, am I going to dislike fighting them? I think they're fine. I'm not too concerned about that. Look at that range. 40 accuracy? So bad. Alright. Ah, this blacksmith provides +5 weapon strength for our units. So I think we do want to shimmy over a little bit. That way we get the benefit of that. And we'll also scoot forward. Ooh, they have anti-large units over here. Alright, new plan. Sons of Fenrir, you're going over here on this side.
Ready, Commander.
At the ready.
I don't know how I feel about bunching all of my units up like this.
Affirmative.
But I think I'm just going to smash the Sons of Fenrir into their Blade Lords. And then push forward. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. I may have to pull the Sons of Fenrir out, but I think I want to hit these guys hard.
The land. Let's do this.
Are these guys getting the bonus? They are.
Survive.
Okay, well they were.
As you wish.
Where are my spearmen?
As you say.
I've kind of put them in the middle-ish. I want you guys to fight the Treants. Just fire the artillery into this ball of enemies. It'll be fine.
Let's do this.
Alright, my Sons of Fenrir need to get out of here, actually. They're not having a good time. Back up, boys. Actually, you guys should be able to get into their archers now, yeah? Yeah. So they're exhausted, which means we don't get the charge bonus. No longer receives charge bonuses, but they're still anti-infantry. So they should still do a lot of damage to their archers. It's just that they're worn out, so I don't really want to get them into any of the good units, like the Treants. I think the Treants was was doing a lot of damage to them. Or just the fact that there was like 8 units. Send Fenrir in after enemies have chosen targets so the archers don't spank them. I guess that's fair. I think they do turn and fight. But yeah, it's not their focus if they're already choosing a target. Alright, well, that fight was a little bit ugly. But we made it. Tip Cheeto. I don't think we want any of these. There's an argument for getting rid of the Templars in an attempt to prestige one of our units. But I think I would just rather try to prestige our Templars. And I think conscripting survivors is just always worth it at this point. Sunspire Blade Lords? Oh. 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 That's really good. Now these guys... I don't really want to get rid of the Templar. I could get rid of the basic tier Huskarl. You know, we already had this debate, the Huskarl versus the Thrall levies at tier 3. I'm also not really impressed with the Shield Maidens. I don't know. I think we get rid of the Huskarl for the Blade Lord. I'm mostly looking at Emblazing. Sundering is really good. And they're anti-infantry. Most of what we fight is infantry, and if we're fighting large stuff, our archers just tear it apart. It feels weird. It feels weird, like, oofing our unit of Huskarls over the Thrall levies. But there's just not a lot of difference between Huskarls and Thrall levies. Or at least Huskarls in tier 3 Thrall levies. Let's do that. It might not be the right choice, but it's what we're going with. Kick the unprestiged archer. But I like my archers. But I like my archers. I probably could have kicked the unprestiged archer now that I think about it, but whatever, it's fine. Choices have been made, things have been done. Yeah, no, we're fighting this. I probably could have auto-resolved that. Probably. I'm not going to lie, though. I have deep-seated trauma from auto-resolve. Many years of Total War and not Total War have really gotten me when it comes to auto-resolve.
Can do.
Alright.
Let's do this. We will
We'll just
crush
take out
them.
this gate and we'll be fine. Do these guys have a ranged attack? Crack shot crossbows. The dwarves might be the faction that I play next, because I have not really encountered them much yet.
Gladly.
Actually, just keep fast forwarding. Dwarves got nerfed a ton because they were ending lots of runs. So their campaign bonus, Oath Carved. Each fallen comrade makes the survivor stronger. It seems really good. Why are you not shooting? No, shoot.
Let's do this.
Shoot the dwarves.
Destroy. We could use some help here. You want something?
All right, I forgot that the dwarves' accent sounds more like southern United States than dwarven. They get ranged heavy infantry, which is really annoying. Yeah, I could see that being obnoxious. Look, I'm trying not to criticize the voice acting so much because I know, like, it's a small team, but the dwarf voice acting is comically not very dwarfy. First gear pack in the shop is free? That's okay. No, we don't want any of those. Leave. Alright. So we only have one option, which is this river battle. I mean, we don't have any options. We gotta do it. Man! Alright, I'll be right back. I have to go to the bathroom before this.